Alright, here's the video. First ever Zendikar Rising draft. Just like pure first thoughts, read Duke style. Barely looked at any spoilers. I'm just gonna jump right into it. Means a lot of reading the cards. Reveal the card you own. Okay, 4 mana, 4/3 flying is pretty solid. That seems. I think these are probably going to be really good. Like even though that affects like kind of whatever, it's like a bad feed resistance. Like the fact that it can be you can cut a land for it is pretty huge. All right, it's an equipment. It's not bad. From your hand on the battlefield. Okay, so it's just like green-white landfall. That's like the signpost uncommon. Sort of Soul Sister action. 5 mana, 5/4 gains indestructible. 2 mana, deal target creature that blocked. Okay, that's weird. That's like a white effect, right? I guess I'm just taking the angel because I didn't have a choice. But all right, that's interesting. The rare land. These are just straight. Or I guess they come into play untapped, so they're not necessarily worse than like regular dual lands. Well, Legion Angel is a warrior. Like, I think maybe I'll just take that. I know party, like, there's like, it's like kind of like almost tribal based, where it's like you want to have multiples or multiple different classes kind of thing, like a D&D party. So far I'm taking this. There's party mechanic. Seems pretty good. Like this can get pretty cheap. 3 mana 2/3 is not the worst thing you can have. Okay. 3 mana 3/2, it gives something indestructible. It's a cleric. That's pretty good. Or you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on it. That's really good. And it's a 3/3 flyer. So far I'm leaning towards this. Like this seems good, but you need the payoffs. You need kicker stuff. Like this is a payoff for a kicker deck, basically. Scratch, you draw a card. Nah. It's what? Serum Visions? Just a mana more expensive and instant? This card's huge. Yeah, that's fine. Also, it's a cleric. Hmm. I'm probably just taking this. Guy seems alright. Pretty decent. Like big body. Yeah. So I guess yeah, we can just like straight cut a land for cards like this. Alright, there's another spell land. Like a pretty weak effect, but the fact that it's so like as a land just on the other side is so good. There's a reprint from Kaladesh, I believe. It's pretty good. It's a solid trick. Sometimes you just kill a creature like this. I'm gonna take this though. I was gonna say functional reprint of Disenchant, but I should read the names of cards before the text box, maybe. Card's probably fine. 5 minutes, yeah. That's interesting. I'm gonna just take this land for now, I think. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like all my creatures are of the specified classes. Wow, so it's just like a really expensive active treason or land. 4 mana, 4/3 warriors, probably not the worst. Molten Blast that's alright. That's an interesting kind of take on the set's artifact. Artifact removal gives it some actual game. I'm really tempted to take this. But also, like, this is rogue. I've already got warriors and clerics. So this is probably pretty good. These equipments are pretty interesting as well. Like, since they attach right away, they kind of like mitigate some of the costs, but it makes the equip costs they make the equip costs more expensive. So you get kind of a better deal like on the front end, but they're slower otherwise. So I don't know. It's interesting. What? Oh, I wanted that artifact. Damn it. That seems really late for like solid removal. This just attaches equipment to things. That's pretty good. Alright, I'll take this guy. It's a 4 mana 4/3 or a 6 mana 4/3 haste. Alright, so red was coming pretty late. Alright, we got the mythic. Ooh, I like this guy. He's cheap enough that it like becomes pretty aggressive. It's like solid removal there. It's nice that it hits planeswalkers as well. Like pacifism is like pretty useless against planeswalkers, so kind of like helps shore up that kind of weakness. So this is I feel like some of these cards are just reminiscent of the trap cards. This could be alright. I'll try this out. Basically 7 mana to do a bunch of stuff. I mean, 3 mana to do any of those effects is like not too bad either, so. That seems actually quite good. It's like trying to do a blinding impression. This card's good. I'm gonna take this though, because I think it's probably better. Maybe not necessarily better, but it's rare. And it's good to test out rares early in the format. Alright, that's something. That's a sort of Warrior's payoff. And it makes me want to pick up some equipment. Wow, there's a lot of these lands. It's like adventuring gear. Alright, just a Windrake that returns a land. Alright, I'm gonna take this, obviously, because that's powerful. This is pretty good too, though. But yeah, even making this cost 1 less is pretty good. That's an interesting kind of payoff. I'm gonna take this. Probably taking this. Although I do kind of want to pick up 1 or 2 of these. Although I need equipment before they become valuable anyways. Alright, it's like a warrior equipment even. There's that Resolute Strike. Or I could take the Colossus. I've only got 1 rogue, but I've got clerics and warriors. Like, I think I'm gonna take the Resolute Strike for now. Oh, there's a wizard. Alright, take that. I might play it. Just keep taking red cards, I guess. I mean, obviously, there's no, probably it's very, very unlikely that I'm going to switch into red at this point, but it's better than taking a whole other color just randomly. This probably won't make the cut. Alright, what does this do? Can be blocked if you had cleric, rogue, warrior, wizard enter the battlefield under your control this turn. Okay. That's actually pretty cool. That seems pretty good. Pretty sure all my creatures have relevant creature types, so it's just like return two creatures basically, and it costs less if you have cards in play. Another Farsight Adept. I don't really have any ways to gain life, do I? I can gain 2 life from that card. Now that gain life from that card, so maybe I will take this. I probably, I would like another wizard, just to kind of fill out the party mechanic, but card's not too bad. Definitely want like a more low to the ground aggressive deck. You want this to be like kind of your top end, this ability. That's definitely not what we're doing here. This is definitely like a longer game kind of mid-range deck. Alright, it can just be a 4-mana 4/4 later on in the game. That's interesting. This is like a cycle, I guess. I think I'm gonna take this bat though. It's just, I've got a couple equipment already, and it's low to the ground, and also has upside later on, even though it doesn't have a relevant creature type. There's a good solid removal spell. I wouldn't mind picking up another one of these silencers. This card's solid. This is interesting. Seems like pretty good in most decks. Mucklord, love it. Wouldn't mind another 2-drop. I think I'm gonna take this though, because that's pretty good in multiples. That's interesting. It's either Raise Dead or another card. What is that silencer that I wanted? Ox seems alright. Pretty aggressive. I'm gonna take the second silencer though. I don't even have to count this as a bomb. Like, it's so hard to evaluate though. Oh, I thought this was rare. This is uncommon. That's sweet. Take the Colossus. Maybe I want the Kite Sail here. Over Smite. Yeah, I got some good removal, so I'm gonna take the Kite Sail. I don't think we're gonna play that. Just generic warrior, sure. Okay. I have no idea if this deck is good or not. He's definitely not good, but for our first draft, like, you can do some things. You can play some magic cards. I've got a couple different things that care about me gaining life, so I'm glad I picked up that bat. Poking in for 1 lifelink. I mean, with Subtle Strike in the format, this becomes a bit more of a liability. So this is a land. We can cut a plains. This is also a land. Maybe we cut another plains. No, I don't want to cut one for that card. I feel like you probably want to like strike some balance. because like some of the spells you really do want to be casting. You don't want to just be cashing them in for lands. So I've got. So I'm thinking maybe you cut a land for every 2 that you get. I'm gonna try that. So we're gonna go 15 lands. We've got four spells that can become lands. Probably just gonna cut this. I might have to cut one of these equipment. I only have 14 creatures. As the kite sail or the utility knife? I kind of like knife just for Ghastly Gloom Hunter here. Hoping that'll cost a little less. I'm just gonna say they're gonna cost 1 less, just to be on the safe side. So I need to cut, yeah, I think it's the unequipment I need to cut. I almost want to cut this, but I think it's important to play with it to really evaluate it. I don't really have many +1/+1 counters, so this doesn't seem great. One, two, three. Four. Yeah, like 4 cards. Not worth it. Like Relic Axe is not even that much better than Utility Knife, but I mean, the equip cost being 3 is so expensive. Okay, I'm gonna cut it. I convinced myself. Alright.